I'm a very lucky person. Even though I was thinking before, I don't like the idea of saying that I'm lucky because, when you say you're lucky, it's something like that happens to you. And you say, I'm lucky. It's just a matter of luck, something that you can't create for yourself. It just happens that you are lucky. And if something very good happens to you and you say, it was luck, it's somehow you are undervaluating, you are giving that less value to that thing because it was just a matter of luck. I'd rather say that I'm blessed. Because today I met a friend and I was supposed to talk with her about some work connections that she could help me with, like, network creating and trying to hook me up with interesting people in a city that I really find interesting, that is Copenhagen, even though now I'm moving around, but that doesn't matter because I feel I belong from these Nordic countries. So that was the purpose of the talk. So we sat in this bar, and it wasn't crowded at all. So that was good. And she has this big temper. So we started to talk a little bit about her, but she was eating lunch. So at one point she tells me, well, now we talk about you because I have to eat my lunch. And that was true. So she asked me, what do you want to do with your art or with your whatever? She didn't say art. And I found that question very, very uncomfortable. And actually, because it's like, how can you ask me that? It's such a generic question. But she is a pusher, so she was pushing me. She was kind of cornering me. She didn't really let me say my bullshit. She was, pushing. What do you want to do with your heart? What do you want to do? For real, like really, from inside. What do you want to do? And that's strange because the inside world, I am like the one who always knows perfectly, and I always have the right words to talk about the inside world and all the abstract world and all the world that is behind the practical world or everyday world. The world that is under the surface. That's me being very good. And when she makes me the question and she asks me, okay, but what do you want to do? What is really that you want to do? And I'm like, speechless. And it's funny because I write all the time, so I should know. So I'm like, of course I know, I write all the time. But I can't say it. I couldn't tell her. So after a little bit of blah, 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 trying to avoid the answer a little bit, I say, but I can't say it because it's banal. And in the back of my thoughts, it is, it's banal, so I can't just say it like that because it's not intellectual enough. It's like, it's just a simple plot thing that I actually know. I thought I knew, but I can't just say like that. I have to wrap it in a nice way, I have to make something around it to make it look cool and special and smart and deep. So that's why I said I can't say it like that. It's banal. I was a little bit disappointed of her being so pushy. And then she told me about her, and she said that she found red lines in her life, in all her creativity, that she kept doing in the past things, and now she's realizing, that's what I have to do. And that was actually a good thing to do. To focus on the red lines of your life. And then she tell me, what's your dream? And then I was super speechless. So why am I blessed? Because I don't want to keep this conversation too long. Why am I blessed? I mean, with her, I was supposed to talk with her for like, I don't know, 1 hour. Because I said, let's meet up at 5 or 4. And she said, let's meet up at 2. And me, all my schedule. Yes, I meet her at 2, then at 3:30. I keep on working. And I've been there with her for 2 hours and a half. I forgot why I said that. Yeah, because I didn't want to keep this speech that I'm doing now too long. But the thing is, why I feel blessed? Because I really didn't expect it to turn out like this. And probably since I've just had this conversation 5 minutes ago, but I wanted to do this recording anyway, right away, just to keep it fresh. Hopefully not too long. Why do I feel blessed? I feel blessed because I didn't expect that she could tell me this, and that actually she could be able to bring me where she brought me and to make me focus exactly on what she made me focus, which is the question, what is your dream? And is this an obvious question? Yes, because it's like, what's your dream, blah, blah, blah. But your dream for real. Become a filmmaker, become a writer, become a musician. And I've just said that already. They are just tools, yes? So we know that already they are tools for me. Well, but then if they are tools, what is the real dream? And then, I know it inside, because there's something I've been always writing about that. And then she got pissed when I said it's banal, I don't dare to say. She said, you can tell me, or you can, it's up to you. You can decide to tell me or not to tell me. And I felt like, okay, I'm not going to tell her because it's so intimate. The first thought, it's such an intimate thing. I can't just put it out like that because then I waste it. Or it's cheesy. But then it was nice when I managed to tell her, because I found a good way to tell her. I gave her a practical example, and then it didn't feel banal because she understood it. And then she told me, I'm wondering, am I going to say what's the dream now, or am I going to say it later? Now that I started, I have to say it. Okay, so what's the dream? Now I need to, it is tricky to be able to say your dream like that. Sometimes you don't know, but sometimes you know. And she said you have to be true to yourself because you have an inner voice inside you. Your head is, and we talked about fears, and she said that's just bullshit. But you have a true, sincere voice inside. That is the one that is coming from that dream, that tells you stuff. Then it's up to you to listen to it or not, or to listen to the fears. So what's the dream? I repeat the example that I gave before because it's easier, makes it a bit easier to say the dream. A few days ago, there was a party. I had to give this party to say goodbye to all my friends because I'm leaving now. And I was wondering, should I write something to them and tell something to them? And I didn't know. And then I did it anyway. And I was like saying thank you to everybody and telling them why. And why they are so family to me. They became so family. Like I feel that through the people that I met, I have become bigger. It's like my me, it's more than me. And that's actually the heart of the core of the dream. And I felt that I've been creating this here because I found here in these last 2 years more my identity, my own identity, the dream of creating a community of people around you. And you do it when you cook food, But I remember when I was a teenager and I was doing these summer camps with the other teenagers. And I remember we were sitting in this room in the evening after some special emotional activities. And I remember this such a strong feeling of like, I don't know, we were 100 people in this room. And I feel it's one breath. I remember that feeling of one-ness. It was it's the most beautiful thing. Feeling that oneness. So that is my dream. Being able to, not just to feel that oneness, being able to create, to communicate it, to create it, to use it as a source for creativity, to create other things. And I've been doing that all the time when I was studying philosophy. All the philosopher that I was more interested into, and all my big efforts to start a PhD. And I remember like the papers that we wrote during the examination for the PhD, the entering examination. I was writing about these oneness and stuff that it's actually not really academical. I mean, it's not appropriate philosophically wise. But I was like keeping on that one, and that's what I feel when I talk with a person. Like just even though it's, let's say it's one friend, and I feel when there's that connection that happens, then we are more than just me and this other person. So that's the core of the dream. And the point is that let's say, in this community of people, in between, like, okay, it's one. And it is this one thing. What is it made of? Now if I say it, it sounds cheesy. That's the thing. But it doesn't matter. I say it anyway. It's made of love. Now I am aware when I say it. It's made of love. So that's actually my mission. And it's very good I told this to my friend when I realized that, and just because she told me exactly the right things. I've been wanting so much in the last month to get out of my bubble, and the bubble is wondering what am I gonna be and all these kind of things, who am I and what's the next step and so forth, and being so bored of this figuring out who I am and so forth. But when you realize you have a mission, then it's not about you, it's about the mission. So the thing, and it's such a good point, she said, you need to dare to be that dream that you are. Dare to say it. And then we talked about being genuine and being true, being able to be naked as a strength. And we said that like she and me, we can be on a stage. It's not a big deal for us to be in front of a camera, but then it can turn out into a cliche. Because you know that you have a certain character, and that's the character of being naked or of being challenging in front of a camera or on a stage. But it's so important, and that's why I'm like, it's so important to keep that. That's a little bit more personal, but to keep that ability to be genuine, and to check with your dream. So that's the point. Dare to say what is your dream. And I feel blessed because that dream, nothing outside is affecting it. Because that's me. No matter where I'm gonna be, if I go for that dream as my driving force, it's gonna be all right. Because if I know it, I'm never gonna lose it. If I know that the call for me is create community of human beings through loving them, yeah, I'm sure that I am sure that I'm gonna carry this need inside that I have inside. I'm gonna carry it wherever I go. So she would tell me, shift your mindset from being scared not to be able to accomplish your dream. Shift it. Don't listen to the fears. Listen to she said, listen to what gives you like energy, joy. She said, light, where you feel light. So if I listen to that voice that it's saying like, you will create a community. I think I create it all the time. I created small communities. So if you have that, that's it. It's a matter of being able to find a way to love and evolve on this path.